All right, we've all been watching this explosion of general AI tools, right? But what if a company could have its own? Well, Adobe is taking a huge leap in that direction. They've got a new service that gives big brands their very own private, custom-built AI. And let me tell you, this isn't just another shiny new tool. It's a total game changer.
So just to get a sense of the scale we're talking about here, check out this number, 25 billion. That's how many assets have been created using Adobe's Firefly AI since it launched back in 2023. I mean, that is just a staggering amount of content. But here's the thing, it's all been created using a general model. So what does that mean? It means brands are all kind of dipping into the same creative well. And that brings us to this really crucial question. What if a massive global brand didn't have to use the same AI as all of its competitors? You know, what if it could have an AI that gets its products, its specific vibe, its unique voice, like inside and out? Which brings us to Adobe's answer, custom AI for business. See, this isn't just some abstract idea. It's exactly what Adobe is hearing from its biggest clients. They're all asking for more customization, and believe me, Adobe is listening. Yeah, we're talking about moving way beyond that one-size-fits-all generic AI. For these big companies, the next big thing isn't just about making content faster, it's about creating content that is perfectly, instantly on brand every single time. It's really about building this custom, brand-specific intelligence. Okay, let's look inside the AI Foundry. So what is this new service, really? Adobe is calling it the AI Foundry. Let's break down what's going on under the hood. So, put simply, the Adobe AI Foundry is a service where Adobe basically partners up with a company to build a totally custom generative AI model. Now, this isn't some generic engine. No, this thing is trained specifically on that company's own intellectual property. We're talking their logos, their product designs, their brand guidelines, the whole shebang. So just imagine, a car company needs a promo video, and they can generate a perfect 3D model of their new car in a video that instantly matches their established style. Just boom, done. The process itself is actually a really powerful partnership. First, Adobe brings its Firefly AI to the table. You know, the one that's trained on licensed content, so it's commercially safe. That's the base engine. Then, the company comes in and adds its own secret sauce, its entire library of brand assets and IP. They use that to fine-tune the model. And the result? You get a private AI that generates content that could only have come from that one specific brand. So what's the big payoff here? Personalization at scale. This is what it all unlocks. The ability to create personalized marketing on a scale that was, frankly, impossible before. And this is the real game changer. I mean, think about the old way, right? A creative team designs this awesome campaign. And then they have to manually adapt it for every different language, every season, every social media format. It's slow, it's expensive, it's a headache. The Foundry way is completely different. A company can create a campaign concept once and then use its custom AI to instantly spit out on-brand variations for any market or any need anywhere in the world. Instantly. This quote from Adobe VP Hannah Elsaker, it just hits the nail on the head. She said generative AI and Firefly make it possible to put the brand in the hand of the consumer in an on-brand way. I mean, for years, marketers have been chasing the stream of true one-to-one personalization. This technology might just be the thing that finally lets them deliver a unique, super relevant, and yet perfectly consistent brand experience to every single person. But, of course, a tool this powerful raises a huge question. Let's talk about human-centered creativity. Because this is the elephant in the room for every creative professional out there. What does this mean for their jobs? Yeah, it's the question on everybody's mind, isn't it? Will this technology replace creative professionals? When a machine can just instantly generate limitless versions of an ad campaign, is there still a need for human designers, writers, and artists?
Well, Adobe's answer is a pretty firm no. Here's another quote from Hannah Elsaker. Our stance is humanity is at the center of creativity, and that can't be replaced. So they're arguing that this isn't about replacing the storytellers. It's about giving them a much more powerful toolkit. The goal, at least according to them, is to amplify a creative's ability to execute their vision, not to automate the vision itself. That human creative spark, they insist, is still front and center. All right, so let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture here, the future of branded content. What does the shift really mean for how brands are going to talk to us down the road? What we're seeing here is a massive, fundamental change. The era of every company using the same generic, off-the-shelf AI tools, that's coming to an end. We are now walking into an age where every major brand is going to have its own bespoke, private intelligence that shapes every piece of creative they put out. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. In a world where every single brand has its own private AI generating endless on-brand content, what's actually going to stand out? What will the new definition of creativity even be? That's the big question to ponder as this new era really gets going.